2, 3, 4. It's the American Idiot's Guide to Soccer. The American Idiot's Guide to Soccer. The American Idiot's Guide to Soccer. American Idiot's Guide to Soccer. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to another episode of An American Idiot's Guide to Soccer. My name's Zach. I have with me today. No. My name's Zach. We have Carlos and Ryan, and we are the idiots behind this show.
That is correct.
You can find us on.
Oh yeah, we are on Instagram at AAIGTS, which is an American Idiot's Guide to Soccer, anachronized.
Chronological. It's kind of like chronological, but it's achronological.
Achronological.
Yep, I got it in the microphone.
So it's AAIGTS podcast. That's our Instagram, and then at the YouTube. The YouTube. I just sounded like an old man at that point.
You did.
Do you guys use the YouTube?
Occasionally.
Like the YouTube? Like do I use the word, like do I phrase it the YouTube? Or do I actually watch things?
Both.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody watches YouTube, right? You know, it's like a thing now. Oh, this is fucked up.
What, YouTube?
Yeah, like I'll ask my oldest daughter, like, what are you up to? What have you been up to tonight? Like, watching YouTube? That just sounds fucking weird to me, dude. Like, I'm just watching YouTube? No. Not a thing. Like, that's not a thing. But people are gonna watch our episodes. Thanks.
Yeah, it's all what your algorithm feeds you on YouTube if you stick on there for a long time. So make sure in your YouTube algorithm is AAIGTS podcast. Because that is our
solid
YouTube handle.
That's our handle.
And then the email's on there, right? So
Nope.
if you would like, just kidding.
No, it's not.
So if you're an email person,
We'll get to that later.
That is AAIGTScast@gmail.com. So if you are listening or watching and you find some mistakes,
Send us an email.
or if you're our friend in the UK, I forgot what the city was.
Yeah.
You want to check in and say hey.
Yeah, we got a viewer from the UK.
Bromsgrove, UK.
Shout out to Bromsgrove.
And the folks in San Francisco and LA and all
San
those
Fran.
places. Or not LA, Las Vegas.
Yeah, fuck you, LA. All good. Carlos, what's going on, man? How you doing?
No, good. Excited to be here today.
Yeah?
Excited to talk some more soccer.
Heck yes.
You know?
Super psyched
Always.
about the Real Madrid game today.
Yeah, you're not a fan of Madrid. That's understandable.
Dude, fucking
That is
bullshit.
understandable.
Yeah, so you want to get into it? Let's fucking get into it.
Yeah,
so,
we might as well just do updates right off the bat.
Yeah. Why don't you go with Arsenal first, since
Yeah, why don't
you are
we?
the winner of the day?
Winner of the last few weeks. Once again, Arsenal not allowing shots on target in the Premier League. Not a big deal. 2-0 over Burnley. I mean, it was classic walk in the park. Just kidding, Burnley. It's another one of those two-zip wins for them. Then they followed that up with a Carabao Cup, 2-0 over Brighton. Now that was a little more interesting because they played the kids. So what I mean by that is Max Dowman, 15-year-old midfield winger, got a start for Arsenal. Guy's last name, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Enus. Was a striker, 17 years old, I think.
Nice.
Ethan Waneri, 18. He started in the midfield. Miles Lewis-Skelly, 18. So they started the backups and ended up still able to beat Brighton 2-0. 2-0.
Very cool.
And then, of course, today in the Champions League, they were against Slavia Prague.
Dude, they looked good.
3-0.
I actually watched that game today, and I'm impressed. They look like a very solid team.
I can't remember what the number is, but I'm pretty sure that it's, I think 9 games now without allowing a goal, conceding a goal.
And that's impressive when you play in the Premier League. You know, probably the most competitive league in the world. Spain's got its, things about it, and
Yeah.
the teams, the talent. I mean, Real Madrid and Barcelona, that's where everybody wants to go. But as far as quality of game and consistent, that one's probably the most difficult one. The speed at which they play is alone, the biggest difference between anywhere else.
Well, and they talk a lot about, like, a lot of the podcasts I listen to, the shows I listen to, talk about how, like, the Premier League is at this point, the way the table's set up, or is shaken out, or whatever you want to say, right now, they're up 6 points, I want to say. Man City's the next team. And they're already, it's over.
Yeah.
It's done, because Liverpool's lost enough games. So a kid came up to me at work, or some guy came up to me at work and was just like, all right, man, it's over. And I'm like, no, you can't. Like, I'm like, dude, December is always when they slip up. In the last, like, 3 years is when they've made a hard try. I think they've probably been in first at this point the last 3 years.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then December happens. So December is like the Christmas holiday, or around the Christmas holiday. I shouldn't say Christmas holiday, right? That's exclusionary. The holiday
Not here,
season.
No, I don't think so.
The holiday season. The holidays.
Dude,
December.
the
How about
fucking
just the month
holidays,
of
man.
December?
Yeah.
The month of December, the schedule gets packed.
Sure.
In the Premier League, and if you're playing in Europe, so that's when they've, like, slipped up the past few years. So I said, well, hey, when we get to March, if they're still in a comfortable lead, then I'll be still scared. But
Yeah.
Yeah, they get your hopes up.
Yeah, dude.
last couple of years, I was kind of rooting for Arsenal in ways because they hadn't really been much of themselves since 2004, 2005, when they still had that awesome generation of talent. Probably one of the best Premier League teams that's ever been out there was
Man,
that 04
undefeated,
Arsenal.
right?
Amazing.
Undefeated.
Henry was crazy good. But yeah, so hopefully they do something
well-
cool again this year.
And then I don't know if do we want to go with first teams first, and then we can.
Yeah, let's go with first
because
teams
you don't
first.
want to listen to me talk anymore.
No.
Yeah, I got it.
Fucking done. Carlos, Real Madrid.
Yeah, Real Madrid.
Oof.
Yeah, you want to talk about that,
Yeah, I mean,
game? Yeah,
dude,
go
not
ahead.
even. You know what? I can't even say oof because they actually played really well. I mean, especially defensively. Oh God, I hate saying his name. Thibaut Courtois. Is that
Thibaut,
pretty
yeah,
close?
Thibaut.
Thibaut Courtois.
Like Tim Tebow. Think about Tim Tebow.
Thibaut
Courtois.
Who wants to think about Tim Tebow?
Yeah, dude, he did great today. I mean, defensively, he was phenomenal. Let one slip by, and that was all she wrote.
No.
The offense was a little bit messy today.
How was that goal? Was it like a
Corner kick, I thought.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it
Corner
was
kick
off
into a
corner
header. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh no, was it? I think it was a free kick actually. I think it was a free kick from outside the box, and and then it was a header.
Yeah.
It was a header,
okay.
essentially right in front of Gorto. Nothing you could do about it. Nothing you could do about it.
So I don't know. They looked okay today. Defensively, they looked amazing. Offensively, I don't know. We're kind of getting to the point again where we have one gentleman who tends to score our goals, and his name starts in the Mbappe. And it just doesn't seem like there are too many others that can. And so I don't know. We'll see as the season progresses. But yeah, interesting one today. Carlos, more commentary?
Yeah, no, I think Madrid's showing signs of being still the top contender for La Liga and in the Champions League. I think today's game was not what Real Madrid necessarily is, but I keep thinking that Vinicius is kind of the spot where they could improve, and if I had a shot at directing Real Madrid, right, which I'm hopeful that one day is right there. I think Mbappe would play that wing position and get more of that natural, open field and put Endrick right at striker. And Endrick's gotten 0 minutes, I think, over the weekend. He came on for the first 10 minutes of the season, but he's a phenomenal player, and I think that if he were to be with the right connection up top, it would be very difficult to get in front of Madrid, because whatever Endrick doesn't get, Bellingham could clean up. Because Bellingham is just, circulating around that top of the area. So, with that, and I like Rodrigo. I think Rodrigo is an awesome player, and I would start him over Mastantuono. I think his last name is right. That's
Yep.
how you pronounce it. I would start Rodrigo over him just
Yeah,
because of
dude.
how consistent he is, and
So
then
fucking consistent.
and then work that guy in. But
What position would that be?
right wing.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, what Alonso's doing with Real Madrid right now, I think, is pretty cool with playing Camavinga in different spots, and that showed well today. I think he was probably one of their standout players for Madrid was what Camavinga did, and Valverde having him on that right back position too is always so key because he's so fast with the ball and he's so good in every aspect of the game. So. I'd be very surprised if they didn't take the Champions League this year. There's quality teams, but
Wow.
I think Madrid's got it, and because of Courtois, who's been their
Dude,
most important player for like the last 3 years,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
No, yeah, for sure.
As long as he doesn't face Declan Rice, he's.
Yeah, that's his kryptonite apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I saw on my drive home, or I listened on my drive home to a good portion of the second half of this game. What was the deal with? I know Trent Alexander-Arnold came back to Liverpool, which is like his home club, or he grew up essentially. Man, they gave it to him.
Oh yeah.
It was
Yeah, dude.
loud.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Lots of booze.
even the commentators said, I don't know the player that they were referencing, but they were doing a chant referencing a homegrown Liverpool player who stayed.
Oh,
So it was, something along
Yeah.
the lines of like,
you left.
this guy, he, or whatever.
Yeah, gotta love a good chant.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of good chants, I heard there was some pretty good chants at the Fire game you were at this
Very,
weekend.
very distasteful. Yeah, absolute.
Well, let's-
absolute shame over them.
Yeah. Moving on from the chants, how was the game though? So the
Yeah.
Fire were.
It was unfortunate. It was unfortunate. I think they lost any type of chance they had the minute that first goal went in. The goalie went to do something with the ball and it was not the right thing and just placed it in front of the attacker.
That wasn't their
Essentially.
usual goalie, right?
I think he was hurt. I think their usual
Brady,
goalie was
right?
hurt.
Okay.
Sounds right.
Brady is like their start, actually from Illinois.
Yeah. But
So as a guy who did not watch,
Yeah.
give me the deets. So he
yes, 3 mistakes from the goalie.
Okay.
Ultimately is what
Okay.
caused the downfall of the thing. Actually, one of the goals was more on one of the defense's fault. I don't remember his name, but the game was lost essentially from the very, very beginning.
Okay.
And the Fire fans did not get behind the goalie after that first mistake. In
Oh,
fact,
really?
they started putting that pressure on him immediately, and I think ultimately that's what caused that momentum to
Okay.
shift away. And
Yeah.
it was cool game, and I took my 2 kids, my wife
Yeah.
went with me,
Nice.
and we were out there having fun, and I think we all kind of became Fire fans from
That's
the
great.
Dude,
visit,
that's-
which we loved.
Dude, what a cool thing, especially
yeah.
to go right all the way to a playoff game.
Dude,
you
hell
know,
yeah.
like
Mhm.
the atmosphere, I'm sure, was top notch.
Yeah, how is it down? I've never been to SeatGeek. How is it down there?
Oh, it was better than at Soldier Field. There was
Okay.
more of an ambiance for sure, and I think
Sure.
the
Nice.
playoffs had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm kind of sold on what the team is doing. I was speaking with one of their ticket reps that they have, trying to sell these season tickets for the upcoming
Oh yeah, the new
stadium that they've got going on, and so it's going to be a much smaller place. It's going to be about 22,000 fans, and it's going to be more European style kind of
Nice.
built. So a little bit higher on the stands and closer to the field to try
Beautiful.
to build
I
in
love
that
that, dude.
ambience, right?
I love that.
Right on the river, very close to the
Yeah,
city,
dude.
so people will make a whole thing out of it. And
Yeah.
pricing wise, it was pretty affordable. I'm over here, selling tickets for the Fire, trying to at this point.
Unlike the
Yeah.
World Cup.
Yeah, no, right,
Yeah, for sure.
right. But it's exciting, and they're focusing on the younger talent, which I think is important for the
Right.
soccer development there in the city, and getting those local kids more interested in seeing people that they know and seen come up through the rankings be a part of something like this. So I think that's totally the move. If you got your chance to scoop up some Fire tickets and get down there, should be an experience.
Cool.
Dude, that's what to kind of talk about their season as a whole, especially having a new coach come in.
Sure.
Burkhalter, his first year he gets to the playoffs, and they hadn't been in the playoffs in 8 seasons.
It was a long time.
Something close to a decade. And I mean, with that, and like you're saying, with the new stadium, the new coach.
Mm-hmm.
Recent success now. It's an exciting time to be a Fire fan.
Yeah, I think so.
That's going to be something to talk about too in the future. You mentioned like the talent coming up, focusing on youth. The way the MLS structures their like building a team, the monies and all that stuff is super interesting. So that'd be something to. That's an episode.
Yeah. Money in the MLS, yeah.
Yeah, and digging into
Money.
how you're like the expectations of how you build your team, because they are pretty strict on like what different parts of your team you have to have.
Sure.
But anyways, not to get into that now, but
So along with that loss, should we move on to our second teams? Not that my second team had a loss.
how's administration been treating you?
It's actually it's going okay.
Yeah.
They have 3 bidders who are all interested in buying Sheffield Wednesday, the Owls.
Dude, I was thinking bidders. Like, there's only 3 bitter people in Sheffield right now.
Dude, I was like, what?
It's like 3 bidders.
No, so we have 3 bidders who are interested in buying the team. And so, yeah, things are looking good. Once again,
Do they know who they are?
they mentioned one guy, billionaire, which, you got some billionaires in this world now, which is crazy. But yeah, I don't know too many details,
Okay.
but it sounds like they will have an owner within the next week, which is interesting.
I wonder if they got our submission. Remember, we
Yeah,
pooled our...
yeah. I mean, you had to have at least 50 million euro, which I think right now is like 75.
Dude,
It's probably like 60 million US dollars. So we were. I mean,
we were just short.
I think we were between the 3 of us 58.5 million.
Yeah, it was...
It was mostly Carlos.
No.
I mean, we had to push everything in.
Yeah, I mean, I brought the whole $12.
Our
in my
kids
bank.
will forever be Owls. So
Yeah. So no, anyway, so things are looking up for the Owls. They played this last weekend versus West Brom, and they finally had a draw. So they didn't lose,
there you go.
which is great for them. They do have a match tomorrow at home versus Norwich City, and it is also so it's their first game at home since the administration, and it's also bonfire night, which if you're from the UK and you know what bonfire night is, apparently like it's a night where people go out and have fun. And so
sounds
there's
awesome.
they're saying, don't go out, don't have fun, come to the game instead. It will be way more funner. Way more funner. They're having, if anyone's watching, €6 you can get a pie and a soda. €7 you can get a pie and a pint.
Hey, all right.
I'm not sure what's in those pies, but it sounds delicious to me
So
as this owl fan.
when is the next flight?
Dude, I know. Let's just get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so things are looking up for the Sheffield Owls. Carlos,
Exciting.
how's your second team?
Rednik Surdilica.
Dude, I
Is the
love
name
how
of
you
the
say
team.
Rednik.
Hell yeah.
Yes, Rednik Surdilica. I think that's how you
Yeah, dude,
pronounce
that
it. I have
sounds
zero
Sounds
clue how to
awesome.
pronounce Serbian soccer teams, but they did. I would say good. They placed the top of the league and tied 1-1.
Oh,
So
hell yeah.
right now, Rednik Surdilica is placed in the 13th place of the Serbian Super League. So
And how many teams are in there?
I believe 16
Okay.
teams.
Okay, so
Okay.
they're hanging out.
Yeah, so
they're in the back
they're
of the
trying. They're trying.
Is relegation the bottom 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. So, I did learn a little bit about the team here earlier today. I pulled up some stuff on them, and they've been around since the 20s. So pretty
Nice.
historic team. It's changed names and
Since the 2020.
since the 1920s.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
you're right. Since the 1926 is when the original club was
Okay.
founded.
Okay.
And then it was changed a couple times at that point, and shortly after the Second World War, they established into the team that's known now, and not really is much known about them. They played in those lower tiers for a long time, and back in 2014, the 2014-15 season, they ended up getting they won the second division there, so they pumped them up to the
nice.
first tier, and they've been going on and off for the last few years. on
Okay.
it, but it's shown some consistency. So, was excited to see that they have some highlights of the team on, on the YouTube. So we'll see what we can
Dude, hell yeah.
get more
Fucking
familiar
the
with-
YouTube.
the YouTube. so we can get
callback.
more familiarized with everything. So,
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, but it looks like a cool team. I'm excited to learn
Okay.
more about them for
Right on.
sure.
Well, dude, that's what's funny is like I feel like part of doing this, especially the podcast, and then like diving into these other teams as well. I mean, he texted me today when Arsenal scored.
Yeah.
So like we're all starting to be like dipping into like the next team. Like, oh hey, how I noticed
Dude, it
this,
becomes
or
a
I saw-
minor obsession.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I watched that Arsenal game. Obviously, you talk about them so much, and I was like, you know what? I haven't watched them since last season. Like, I want to catch up, see how they're doing. I also wanted to watch them lose and then talk
you
about
picked
it.
a bad week though. You get
Yeah, I mean, it was not the week, but I feel like since we started the podcast, I've been watching so much more soccer, and like there are so many on the YouTube. There are so many clips and so many commentators and so many different people talking about every team, which is amazing. I feel like it's almost like no other sport where like there's just so many people talking about it
Yeah,
from all over the world.
sure.
I mean, you've got
Absolutely.
it's amazing. So
What would you say is your biggest like takeaway about seeing how big the sport is? Like, what do you think is kind of the one thing that really draws your attention to that?
dude, it's the community piece.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really
Oh,
the
yeah.
community
That's what I was
piece.
gonna
say.
And like, when your first episode, you were talking about your soccer training program, and you were talking about the community piece, and like I think that just hits it on the head. Like it's a great way for a lot of people to bond, and like I don't know, man, it's just a cool thing. It's a cool thing that I haven't seen in other sports. Like, yeah, there's definitely community in other sports. I'm not trying to say that at all, but I just feel like it's a little bit different. I'm not sure.
100%, Yeah.
I think about it this way: as I was driving home, listening to Trent getting booed at Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then they've had a song, and they chanted a song at him, and I thought of the first day that I went to go see. Greg Counsell moved from the Brewers as a manager to the Cubs, and I went to his first game as a manager of the Cubs back in Milwaukee. And you know what they did? They just booed. There
They
was no
just booed.
interesting things. There was maybe some curses and yada
Yeah.
yada, but there's nothing interesting about
Oh,
it. Like
man.
it was more of just,
Yep.
which is it's the difference in like the sports and the
Yeah.
culture or whatever. But it was just far more interesting to see them like come up with like here we're gonna diss you by like
Dude, I fucking
knowing
love
the
that.
history of our club, and like you know what I'm saying, like they took a deep dive into the club and were like, hey man, you ain't like this, that's why you're gone, because you're not this,
So, Carlos, this might be a good question for you. So, when it comes to chants, like, did they talk about it before? Are they talking about chants before the
Dude,
game? Like,
did they meet up in practice?
I
like,
don't know,
somewhere?
dude. Is there like a Facebook post like this is the chant and it's sung along to this? Like,
Yeah, dude.
Oh, the kids grow up hearing the chants.
okay,
They know the chants by heart. You
Okay.
know that their parents are singing it, and
okay.
they walk past the pubs and they're singing the chants
Do
on
you-
Sundays. It's
Dude,
it's a whole
singing
thing. So
in a bar also is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's a cultural thing.
But tell
like-
me it doesn't sound fun.
dude, no, that's like probably like in the top 5 of things I want to do at some
Yes.
point in my life. And then
Right there with
probably
you.
when that happens, that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to drink in a bar and just sing silly songs.
the closest thing that I can have experienced to that is the movie Green Street Hooligans. I was telling you about.
Yeah, I haven't
Oh,
watched
then-
it yet, but I sure
That's
will.
the closest thing that I've ever experienced to that, and looks awesome.
Dude,
it looks
exactly.
amazing.
Carlos, I have a question. Do you have a favorite chant? Do you have one that like maybe comes in your head from when you were a kid? Or...
Dale, dale, oh. Yeah, that's the Pumas. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of teams that use it, but yeah, just seeing my little kids kind of chant it with me. It's kind of become my
give me
thing.
the details here. Is it just like a Is there actual words
Oh,
to it?
it could be anything. I mean, the chants get super creative and.
So give me like a really good chant. Give me like a chant. It could be in Spanish. And
So like one of the Real Madrid's is "Como no te voy a querer," so they'll go "Como no te voy a querer," which means "How can I not love you?" When my blood's running, I forget what the translation is for that one. But Pumas, the team that I follow, have that same chanting that they also do, and then they work in the team colors into it, and they have a few adaptations of different chants from like South America, and they switch up certain things, but it becomes sort of a collaborative work of different chants and ideas with it. Some of them get more personalized and painful. Arsenal, they got a lot for Arsenal. They got a lot for Liverpool. All of them.
The best one for Arsenal, in my opinion, is just because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Is when they have spanked the team like 5-0 or more, they go, "Who put the ball in whatever team's net?" They say that 3 times, and then they say, "Half the fucking team did."
Dude, I love that.
Yeah. So that one always cracks me up.
Okay, so parents kind of teach their kids.
Yeah.
It's kind of man, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so much history in so many of these teams because, back in like in England, back in working days, the 70s and the 60s, these clubs were sprouting out as the sport became big, and those teams, those communities all established, roots in the community, and people kept feeding them, and the modest fields where the worker guys went in and kicked the ball around every Sunday eventually turned into the third tier and the second tier.
Yeah, right.
Those bigger teams that had been around since the 20s, at that point their presence has been around for 30-40 years. So there's already that upbringing. So it's not going to be different in the United States. In fact, it could even be to that point where it becomes like Spain or other countries where you have that presence, and you feel it in 3 or 4 communities, I think, around the country. Minneapolis has a really cool soccer presence, and there's
isn't Seattle pretty?
Seattle's huge, one of the bigger ones for sure. L.A. with the Galaxy and with the FC over there. Atlanta has got a pretty good following. Inter Miami, that one's going to be exciting because I think we talked about it before, right there.
Wait, why?
They're building a stadium, right?
Yeah, but for those folks who are new to soccer, what's going on with Inter Miami, Carlos?
Oh man,
give us the deets on this.
I don't know much about the team. I know that Messi keeps doing what Messi's doing.
Messi. Can we go into Messi for just a minute?
Yeah. What do you want to know about Messi?
Okay,
I know a lot about Messi.
No.
He's not clean. He's messy.
That's an awful joke.
It's true. He is a dirty player, though. He is a dirty player.
For people who are maybe just learning about the sport, maybe not knowing anything about Messi, give us the details. Where's he from? Man. What's he doing now?
Details I can't give you too many of, but
I'll take them all. My
take on Messi is that he's definitely the best player that's ever played, without a doubt, the most naturally gifted player, and his play style, I think, is so unique and efficient, and it doesn't make sense sometimes, the stuff that he's done, but he's growing a soccer community in Miami, which is pretty cool, and a lot of the Argentinians, and
2 seasons in Miami. This is his 2nd season in Miami.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they're building him a stadium, and
it seems like
he's worked out so many incredible details into his contracts that's gonna make him even filthier rich than he already is. Not that that's important to him, but I'm sure it's a motivator in certain ways, right? But anyway, it is for sure a step over Ronaldo, and I think Ronaldo, in my opinion, is the best player, just to kind of bring it back into the conversation based on his work ethic. But Messi is something else.
Yeah, it's interesting because Ronaldo is playing for
Al Nassr.
Yeah.
Al Nassr.
And so, not, I would say, the most watched league in the world.
I don't think so.
It's grown in popularity though.
But neither is the MLS.
True. But just like Benzema, but they make a ton of money over there. They make a lot of money from funded by the Saudi government, and we won't get too deep into that. But Messi, when Messi was leaving, he had the. I think a lot of people thought he was going to go to a Saudi team, like Ronaldo did. And then,
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember the.
And then they were shocked to find out that he was not going there. He was instead coming to the United States of America and to the MLS. And going to Inter Miami, who had not been a good team in a long time, I don't think, before him.
I think they were created in like 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a brand new
Okay.
team. Basically.
So,
Right? They're pretty.
a newer team, but I don't think it had any
Yeah.
successes before him.
Not really. No.
Well, then,
And
I
then-
think previous to him arriving, they were purchased in part by Beckham. David Beckham's part of the.
Oh no,
Sure.
yeah. Inter Miami is owned by
He's-
David Beckham.
okay.
That's his team.
That's his. Okay,
That's
I didn't know
his
if it
team.
was in part or.
No,
Okay.
he owns it. He's put together a cool project there, which is drawing so much to that area. You know, I mean,
Right.
enough to build them a new team, right? But there's talks of Neymar joining the team, and you know that would create that.
Joining the injury
the
list, you mean?
the MSN, yeah, probably,
He'll
right?
just hang out in the doctor's office or
Yeah,
whatever.
he
the
does that.
Training room.
He does that. So it'll be cool to see, Messi, Neymar, and Suarez possibly link
Dude,
up
how
again if it
crazy would
happens. I hope it would happen. I hope it would.
I
be.
think that whatever. We're. I think Neymar would be a waste of money. No offense to Neymar,
Sure.
you're an incredible player, but like.
Oh, he's watching.
Oh,
God.
No, I just if there's
You
somebody that
fucker.
likes him.
We're so sorry, Neymar. Shame of the week is going to Ryan.
No, I think at this stage, like he's not his body didn't age well like Messi. And
Oh,
like
sure.
Ronaldo. Like,
Yeah,
I think
Sure.
the miles are showing.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the MLS I think is the perfect league for that.
Good
Because
point.
he plays in the Brazilian league, and those guys take it seriously. Those guys are
Dude.
tough, and not
Yeah.
to say the MLS doesn't, but the MLS is a little bit more.
Lesser of a
That's a good
caliber.
point. All right,
It's not as intense. I would
I
say.
might rescind my thought then.
You know, and I think they could pay his transfer fee in a couple seasons just with shirt sales alone.
Sure.
I
Oh,
think
shit.
that draw to what they're doing and the whole community down there could offset that, but who knows, man? Neymar's old and like you said, fragile. So that
Jesus,
you gotta
yeah.
watch that investment. Yeah.
I just wanted to add in here. So I was trying to draw it out. And I'm just like, I'm just going to fucking say it. So Messi was with PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, for 2-3 seasons before he
Sounds
left.
right.
And then he spent the rest of his
Yeah.
career. I think it was two or three seasons. Doesn't make a
Yeah.
difference. And then he spent the rest of his early career with Barcelona.
Yep.
That's the best team in Spain, right? Barcelona's.
And that's the second best team in Spain.
Right
Absolutely.
now, yeah, it's
Right now and forevermore. A la Madrid. But no, so yeah, Messi he builds up this reputation as one of the best, if not the best player in soccer, starting with Barcelona
Yeah.
and then moving to PSG and then making the shocking move to come to Inter Miami in the US
Which
and
like
then MLS.
the MLS is considered like a pretty, in the grand scheme of the world, a lower
Yeah.
tier. Like
And
maybe
there's-
even out of the top 10 of tiers. That might be.
I think so. Well, that
Right?
yeah, I think so.
if you
It's-
go through each country's leagues, like
Yeah, there's some pretty high level teams out there or leagues, and the MLS is falling short in different ways, but it's not due to the lack of names. I think at this point there's
Yeah,
enough
right.
talent here
Yeah.
that's being generated, and if anything, it's the system that doesn't create that desire for the teams to perform well.
right.
The lack of a relegation system is essentially what I think is hindering the development on top of the pay to play, but that's a whole separate.
I
Yeah,
know.
think, we could get into pay to play.
I know the USL is adopting the relegation system.
Mm-hmm.
I think next year. So
Yep.
Okay, just for the
It's
sake of an
American
episode
soccer
here,
yeah,
how is
Oh, yeah. Granada.
How they doing?
We talked about YouTube being such a being such a great tool.
The YouTube.
Dude. I was able to. I was really trying to do my homework the last couple of weeks with Granada because I feel like I've been giving them not much information. Now, Sheffield Wednesday has stolen the spotlight with all their drama.
I mean, how could they not?
But
Hoot.
I discovered that I can...
They're a hoot.
Oh, yeah, didn't we do this? Owl up.
Sorry.
I'm starting that. Owl up. That's
Owl
my T-shirt
up.
verbal trademark.
Love it.
I was able to listen and read the transcript or closed captioning of the press conference from the latest Granada game in which they played. Do you want to give me a shot with that? What is it?
Valladolid.
All right, Valladolid.
Valladolid.
They played Valladolid in Valladolid. Man, doubling down.
Yeah.
They lost. So this was their first since the show has adopted Granada as our second team. They had not lost in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches. So they had their first loss.
Okay.
They had a disallowed goal on an offside, so they should have been up or at least tied. But the goal
Could have. I wouldn't
Could
say
have.
should have.
the goal that the eventual winning goal was scored on a penalty on a bogus handball. So I was able to watch, in my opinion, a bogus handball.
Okay.
Now, I say bogus because it's VAR reviewed. If it's in real time, like I think we should have with no VAR shouldn't be a part of it.
VAR sucks.
Then it should have been a handball. So then I should accept the loss. But what was interesting is the coach of Pacheta, I believe is his name, of Granada, formerly was the coach of Valladolid. Most of what he spoke in his press conference was how touched he was at the reception that he received at Valladolid from the fans. And that I wanted to bring that up when we were talking earlier about, how it's like a community. Like you were one of us at one point, and like even if you come in the enemy's colors, like,
Unless you're
unless
Trent
you're Trent.
Alexander,
Unless you're Trent. Well, and that I think that kind of illustrates that, like it's still human beings at the end of the day, right? So like there are some fun, like give and take with that kind of shit, which is hilarious. Yeah. Like,
I think the reasons why they leave is the biggest difference.
Right.
With Trent, it was about money, and eventually that's what upset the Liverpool community is that.
So yeah, there's a backstory, right?
Yeah.
So like this guy, I don't know why he left, this coach, but yeah, for Trent, it's
probably money.
He was, he was, there from. I mean, I want to say what is he? 25, 26? They said he's been at Liverpool for 20 years, so he was like a child.
6
Not even a
years
child,
old.
like,
How dare you leave?
But anyways,
Yeah.
So Granada, got their first loss in a while.
Okay.
So they're still
What was the score? I'm sorry.
2-1.
It's
They're still hovering on the relegation line. They have, I won't say an easy one, but they play the absolute worst team at home this weekend.
Who is or which is?
Oh, dude. This is the team I wanted to choose because I wanted to do this every time.
Okay.
Zaragoza.
Oh, look at you.
Did I nail that or no?
No, you did awful job.
So if I was saying it like the Wisconsin out, I am Zaragoza. They're playing Zaragoza.
Where is Zaragoza at?
In Zaragoza,
But where in the country is it at?
Spain.
Where in the country of Spain? Because
I'm concerned with Granada.
The isn't always in Spain. It may, in the southern part of Spain, they're not so th-y.
Oh wait, I thought
man.
I thought
not all of Spain's a th.
Yeah, but I thought
Maybe
Zaragoza. I thought
Zaragoza.
I thought they were, because I thought
No.
I've heard that said like that before.
No. Especially in the southern part, they don't all use the th. It's I think a mid to northern thing. Hey, if we fuck that up, if I fuck that up,
right.
write an email. But yeah, I think I don't know.
All right, so we didn't get to Pumas though. So
Yeah.
How are the Pumas doing?
How are the Pumas doing, dude?
Oh man, they did great on Sunday. They won 4-1.
Nice.
It was a confident win. It was a good win, a very refreshing one for sure.
Who'd they play?
Tijuana, los Cholos of Tijuana.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
The
the
Cholos.
Cholos. So without their star player, there's the 16 or now 17-year-old Gilberto Mora, which is probably the most exciting thing to come out of Mexico in a long time. Very excited for him. But so they won 4-1. Confident win puts them in 10th place.
Nice.
I believe just in touch of the play-in, which is essentially a wild card game.
Okay.
When, how does the season flow? Like, when does it start? When is
Sure. So there's two seasons to the Liga MX. They have the spring season and essentially the fall season. So they'll do group stage, 17 games, and then it'll go into two-legged playoffs.
Okay.
And then then the winner of each one gets to play for the title there for the year, if you will.
That's sweet.
Yeah. But you'll get two champions essentially a year, two winners.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
cool.
So, what are the timelines of the seasons?
When do they start? So this one started actually I think end of June, early July.
Okay.
And then they took a large break for the Leagues Cup.
Okay.
And then a couple other things as well. So it kind of
Right.
picks back up middle of August typically.
Okay.
And then they run it through December.
Nice.
And
Oh, wow.
the spring season, if you will, I guess starts sometime I think in February.
Dude, so
late
your team could win it twice in a year?
Yeah, they have actually.
Ah.
They did it
That's
in
so cool.
2004.
The Pumas did?
Pumas won it 2 times
Damn.
back to
Fucking
back.
A, go
Yeah.
Pumas.
They actually beat Real Madrid that year too.
No shit.
They
Dude, no fucking
yeah,
shot. That's
yep.
awesome.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
There's the Santiago Bernabeu Trophy that Real Madrid play every year for whoever it is, and that year because Hugo Sanchez was the coach for Pumas, took Pumas out there to play that tournament in the Santiago Bernabeu, and they won it 1-0 with the late goal
Damn.
by
Dude,
Pumas.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was. I
That
That's
makes
so
me
cool.
want to be a Pumas fan.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
Man.
right?
Oh, they have such an awesome history in
And you gotta
Such a-
remind me, what city are they from?
Mexico City.
Oh, it's from La Ciudad de Mexico.
They have the world's
Oh.
most beautiful stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
The inside is not amazing. The infrastructure on the inside is outstanding, but everything on the outside, the way that it is
Okay.
designed, and it was actually designed for the 1968 Olympics in Mexico.
wow.
Oh, God, that
Right.
was one of my favorite Olympics, actually.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Perfect. So yeah,
Dude, you do
look
talk
up when you
about
get a
it all the
chance.
time.
Dude, I'm always like, remember the 1968 Olympics? Dude, that's fucking great, though. That's great. I actually do want to be a Pumas fan now.
Yeah.
I got
All right,
a
they're
few
just on my
jerseys.
list.
I
They're
got
on
a
my
few
list.
jerseys.
It's
I'll give you one.
I have to learn
I
how
fucking love
to.
this.
I have to learn how to say the whole name though before I can.
Yeah. Let's do it real quick. Go for it.
What is it?
Yeah, the whole name. So is it La Ciudad de Mexico Pumas?
No, it's Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico. It's what the UNAM in Pumas is.
Okay.
That's not a
Universidad.
challenge for you. Don't pretend like that's.
Universidad
Universidad Nacional
Nacional
Autónoma
Autónoma
de Mexico.
de Mexico. Oh, I like it. Dude,
Yeah,
let's
I
go
already forgot.
Pumas!
Dale.
Yeah, dude, here we go. Let's get it. You know, we should at another point we should have a podcast chant. Maybe that's what we open with, you know, like
Ooh. That's what we have to update the intro and outro songs to like.
it's just a chant.
So like we started. Yeah, it's an ever evolving and ever learning.
What is the worst podcast you've ever heard?
No, but it has
Hey.
it has to like steal from another song.
Yeah.
usually, right?
Dude, that was you didn't know that song?
Yeah, what song was that?
Good song. Anyways, moving on. You
I-
got some news.
I listened to a podcast and I liked it.
We're gonna cut that.
No, all right, I tried.
All right, do you
It's
got
right off the top of the dome.
you got some news for us?
No.
Oh, you don't have any news. Fuck the news.
Why would you lie about that?
Sorry.
Dude, another segment we should do though
It's
is
fuck ups. So, AKA the whole episode, except for
Guys.
when Carlos talks.
Yeah, dude, you threw down the gauntlet. The most beautiful stadium I have a response to that. So
I'm
that
excited,
could be
yeah.
something we could do.
Oh, the
Throw
most
up
beautiful
like a pic
stadium.
of or like the coolest like different. See,
Yep, I dig that. Let's make it happen.
let's do planning while we're actually in the
Yeah,
episode.
while we're doing an episode.
An idea though. I'm an ideas man.
You want to go over positions? You want to
Yeah,
get
I
deeper into
think,
positions and.
Yeah, we discussed positions on the last episode. Over like generally. So we were hoping to get through some different shapes or formations, and then the numbers that coincide with the positions, and kind of what the general expectation of those numbers are. Because like we were talking about earlier, there are some numbers for positions that are just, if I said to you like, hey man, you're gonna play the 10, or so and so is a 10, or so and so is a 9. You just know what that means if you're hip with the foosball.
Yeah, this is a big learning lesson for me. I am not hip with the numbers. So I guess my first question right off the bat, can I start with a question?
No.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
so my first question right off the bat is,
Zach, there's no stupid questions.
there are
also.
so many stupid questions. But my first stupid question is right off the bat. So we have a position, like Nate, throw out a position.
Doggy style.
Not the position I'm looking for.
Whoops.
Center attacking mid.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So we have that position, and we know what that position does, what its role is.
Mhm.
And it has a number that coincides with it, correct?
Correct.
Its number is?
10.
Okay. Can it have any other numbers?
Sure.
That position can have other numbers?
Absolutely. It can
Why?
have any number.
How and when?
Anytime, for any reason. Sure. How about that?
Can we name it 20? Like, can I say it's a 22?
Yeah.
No fucking
You
shot.
could say it's a 55. You know.
What?
You can get into.
I don't even know where to. I don't even know where to start. So where does the number come from?
From
Well,
it's
two
your,
numbers love each other very much.
That's addition, right? That's a different class. No, multiplication. That's a different.
All right. So where does the
Episode.
number come from?
Just it's just your identification number on the
Okay.
field. So it's just assigned to you as part of any team. You know.
Okay. So I can be a number 55,
You could.
and I can play 4 different positions.
If your heart desires that, yeah.
Okay.
Are you saying though number on the jersey?
The number on the jersey.
Yeah, we're not.
Okay.
Are you saying number on the jersey?
No, that's where we're getting lost.
Okay.
Are you saying as far as the positioning goes?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a theory. It's a theory, right? So historic players, I think, wore certain numbers based on how the original concept of numbers came, which is to start from number 1 and then you go down or up the field, I should say.
Okay.
Okay.
Assigning those numbers. So if you look at a shape,
Maybe
especially
Yeah, so I'm going to pull up the
Sure.
4-3-3 here.
so like the 4-3-3, you'd start with your goalie, right as number
So our
1.
Goal is number 1.
Yep, and then you go either left back or right back. They'll be your number 2,
Okay.
and then 3, 4. You know, for the center backs,
Okay.
could be swapped for one of the outside players, or at that point it becomes a matter of what other roles they might have on the field. You know,
Okay.
so
Sure.
but then you get your more known numbers like number 8, which is typically somebody that's going to help control the flow of the game, be holding in a way,
Okay.
which could also be the number 6. There's some
So
similar
is 8 a midfielder?
midfield. Yep.
Okay.
And 8s and the 6s are pretty similar in a lot of ways.
Okay.
You know,
Both midfielders.
both midfields, both focused on ball retention. You could say that 6 can act as a little bit more of a cover on the back part of the midfield, you know, way to recuperate the ball, and 8s could be more on that tempo based where you help drive the game up, you know, and control the
okay.
speed.
So with these numbers, with these numbers, like, so can you always coincide them with a position?
No,
Or can, like, it changes with the configuration?
it changes with the players. Some of them just
Okay.
like that number and they
Okay.
ask for it, but
Sure.
certain teams are more methodical. Did
Okay.
I say that right? Methodical that
methodical.
way? Yeah.
We make up words here all the time.
Methodical, right? So they try to have a structure to it, but I mean it could be assigned for any player at any point in time, essentially. So,
Okay.
but there are some expectations on the position based on the number,
Okay.
you know, and
So
a lot of teams work off of it.
Can we go over those expectations?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go number one. Number one
one's
is our goalkeeper.
goalie, shot stopper, shot caller.
Right.
Yeah.
Shot caller.
Yeah,
Maholler.
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd say that's pretty standard. Our
Yeah.
goalie is stopping the ball from going in the net
Yep.
or going in the goal.
Yep. That's the expectation of the goalie.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2, 3, and 4.
2, 3, 4, and 5 could
Okay.
be seen as the defensive.
Okay.
You know, this defensive numbers.
Is there numbers that would generally be the outermost defenders?
Yeah, 2 and could be 3. It could be 5 from what I've seen. You know,
Okay,
but
okay,
again, any
okay.
numbers.
Yeah.
Dani
Yeah.
Alves was 12. You know, he was also 2. They changed numbers. Marcelo was 12. You know, for Real Madrid. So
I think we're mixed up with the position numbers.
sure.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like the position numbers are like 1 through 11.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was talking about.
So, but it can also be jersey numbers.
Jersey. Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
essentially
dude.
how you're identifying them. It's
I
by
got
the
you.
by the.
Dude, I was like,
Sure.
I was like, wait, 12? There's not 12.
Dude,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
this is really interesting.
Well,
so
that's
actually, I
blowing my
never had
mind.
put the two together.
Dude.
That you can have a jersey number that is for your position.
I mean, yeah, in a way that's expected, right? Like
No, not expect.
Oh,
Not right,
okay,
'cause,
okay.
like,
So
Dude,
I did
that's
not,
where I was-
Carlos. I did not know this.
sure. All right. Yeah. No. I mean, certain
uh,
teams operate that way, right? So certain
That's
teams
good.
will have.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a defensive player, you're gonna wear 5 or 4.
Really?
You know, it's the 7s, the 8s, the 10s.
Okay.
But
So like Vinny's a 7.
right,
So
and that's his position.
and he's a classic 7.
which is a winger typically, or a outside midfielder.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Breakthroughs.
Learning.
No, I seriously had no idea about
Yeah.
that.
No.
Dude.
I
Right.
thought they just picked their number like in basketball. You pick 63 or 45. Michael Jordan, you could be 91, you could be 33, I'm sure you could be 23. If you're MJ.
Oh,
45.
it certainly works like that.
45 and 23. Yep.
It certainly works like that. They choose.
91 was Pippen.
Rodman.
Rodman.
There you go.
33 was Pippen, dude.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. It's been like 30 years.
Dude, you are not allowed to be from the
Chicago
Illinois.
area.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so we're going back into this. So this is on our jersey, and as
Yes.
well as the position we're playing.
Correct.
So give me
But not always.
not
not
always,
always, no.
not always, not always, but a good portion of the time, obviously.
The
So-
top teams, yeah.
For clarity's sake, so Zach and I's brains don't melt. When we talk about numbers, we're just talking about the position, right? So that we can
Possibly the position,
so,
probably the jersey as well.
okay, because it's gonna like melt my brain.
Yeah,
Sure,
dude,
sure,
This
sure.
Even when you
already
said-
melted my brain.
Yeah.
because I'm thinking he doesn't understand where we're going, and it's us that doesn't
Yeah,
understand.
exactly. I was like,
Classic idiots.
that's what we're here for, though.
Yep.
It's actually a perfect moment for this because it's like,
Yeah, so we're learning like we said since the beginning. We're learning alongside each other, and okay.
I
So
think-
okay,
and that's the other thing you were saying that we weren't understanding was, oh, these numbers are like this spot, and you're like, well, yeah, not always.
Not always, no.
And so
Yeah.
then we're like, oh, okay.
okay. So our 2, 3, 4, and possibly 5 are all our defense.
Mostly defensive numbers, yeah.
Okay, and then moving on, we've got 6, 7, 8.
6, 7, 8, yep. And then at that point it changed a little bit because you got, 6 right in the middle typically. 7 you open up more on the left side. 8 will be in the middle again. And
Okay.
then it jumps over to 9, which becomes more of a striker number.
Okay.
Okay.
And all of these are based on players in the past that got these jerseys and played specific position or
that's
specific places, right? And then they adapted that number. Like Maradona is your most famous 10. Pele was 10. Center attacking mid,
Dude,
center
Pele was
forward type player, and
So now, what if you have two players who play the same position, and like let's say they both play like a 9?
the better player gets the 9.
And then what does the other player get?
Any number.
Any number.
It could be 11. It could be
Dude,
14. You know, based on what's available.
I'm gonna tell you, you just blew my mind.
Really?
I mean that. I had no idea.
Sure.
I think the...
They don't say this on the broadcasts.
Yeah. So I think the other thing that tripped me up and is still tripping me up is that like in baseball, there's a deliberate theory with the position numbers. So like the pitcher has nothing to do with their jersey number. All of them can have any jersey number.
Yep.
But the pitcher is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then the catcher is number 2. So and this is all for scoring purposes, like
So if you had an out, like it could be a 1-2-3, or a 1-3-4 double play.
Right.
So, or I'm sorry, it would have to be like a 1-3-4-2. No, not 2. Anyways, you would use that numbering system to say how that play happened.
Right.
Gotcha.
So instead of saying like shortstop or second baseman to shortstop to third base to first, it's just that's what you use, and that's what I thought this number system was. Not at all.
Different number
I
systems.
think that's where we got we were like, well, no, the 2 is always the catcher.
Yeah.
Sure.
And not the number 2, not the
Dude.
not the jersey number 2, but just like the position number 2 is catcher.
I gotcha.
Position number 1.
So
I didn't know that. I just learned that.
So
Yeah,
in
that's pretty cool.
a 4-3-3 configuration, is that the most normal where the numbering will be?
Not.
Or
not
what would you say is the not the configuration?
Formation.
What would you say the formation is that lends itself best to the numbering system?
Sure. Man, probably the 4-1-2-1-2.
Okay.
Where you have your, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the back, and then your 6 as a center defensive, it's a holding midfielder, whatever you want to call it. You get up to 7, which is the left mid, 8, which is a little bit more center, helping out right in the middle, and then instead of going 9 out to the right side, you get them going up top, and then 10, which is going to be your center attacking mid, center forward type position, and then 11 ends up being more of an outside player like Salah or Gareth Bale, Dembele.
That's what's
Okay.
interesting to me is about the and that you did suggest that we do that formation before we started. We just went with that one.
Yeah, we totally didn't do it.
But what's interesting to me is
Put it in the suggestion box.
What's interesting to me is the 10 seems to be one of the numbers that doesn't really follow. In like that instance, didn't follow, like everything else kind of flowed, like numerically, if you will, but like the 10, because like the 10 is that like creative like player that kind of doesn't really have like I hesitate to say like a specific role necessarily, but
Free roam.
but yeah, kind of.
So who was the 10 named after? Or the main 10?
The main 10 was Pele.
Oh, it was Pele.
Okay. Yep. He played that center attacking mid, center forward position, and essentially he just had free roam of the top of the field there.
Okay.
So that's kind of why you have players like Dybala, which roam all over that area. James Rodriguez was an awesome example. One of my favorite ones is Arda Güler, Real Madrid's player. I think his adaptability up top is pretty cool, and right now Bellingham's got a little bit more of that role for Real Madrid, but Arda's great. So many different types of 10s kind of exist within that sculpture as well.
Okay.
But it's basically just a free roaming position in many instances.
I just thought of something that would be great if we recorded an episode while watching a game.
Ooh.
While watching a
that'd be
game
fun.
and discussed Rodrigo's playing this exact position, or we wouldn't ever want to watch Arsenal because it'd just be boring as shit to watch.
No, dude, we can totally all be entertained. We can watch last year's UCL matchup at Arsenal and Real Madrid.
Yeah, we could.
We could watch.
Not.
That would be great.
We're gonna watch something
That
live
would be.
that feels good and doesn't make us hurt.
There you go.
But no, I think that would be a good idea, and we can discuss like different
Dude,
positions while
absolutely.
doing that. Okay, I feel like I definitely have a better understanding of
For sure.
the numbers now, the number system, and yeah,
It's an easy way to explain it to kids. It's
Sure,
like,
you're
you know,
not-
instead of saying, "Hey, go play center attacking mid," you start getting them familiarized with a number that they can just say, "Hey,
Right.
10 free roams, 8 holds."
yeah.
Different aspects of it, but it's still, I'd say, not really known in the U.S. as much, and
Sure.
it's a little bit more of a common thing out in Europe.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you could even say that it's not an actual standard way of noticing it, but it's more, I think, used now
right.
in a way to describe, especially when you look at that number 10 position. I think that's the most famous one. 10,
Right.
9, 8, 6 is probably going to be your most common ones.
So, and then that kind of like leads us, if we're still talking about positions, like the fact that, or the idea that like all of these positions have like multiple roles within themselves. So
Yeah.
like forwards are not just wingers and strikers, midfielders are not just attacking mid and holding mid, defenders are not just center backs, and they're not even wing backs, they're right backs, full backs, all these
Sure.
different terms for like essentially what is the same position,
Sure.
if you will. Like,
Sure.
and then the different expectations that are, expected of these. So, like, if you took, like, a left back is also, like, a full back in a different formation, right?
Think of it this way.
Or a
Think
wing back.
of it like drinks, right? Like, essentially, they're all liquids. They're all soccer players, and
Right.
you get your drinks that you use for recovery and drinks that you use for enjoyment, and all of those will have different types of flavors and ways of delivering it. So it ends up being pretty complex internally, and depending on the play style of the coach, depending on
Right.
the different players that are on the team, you gotta kind of make this ideal concoction of, movements and
Yeah.
check-ins, and which players do you target for specific plays, and which ones do you use in specific positions, when can you alternate them. And I think the funnest part of being a coach, that I enjoyed, was being, during the game, you're watching it all go down, and you try to use your best judgment to move players around and to identify, all right, this is a weak spot.
Yeah.
We need to find a way to cover this, or we need to expose this gap because the play seems to penetrate a little bit easier there. So it's a little bit like playing chess in a way when you're out there, because you start to think about,
Right.
this player's coming in on this side. You have this type of player over here. What kind of support do you offer them? What kind of outlet do you create to be able to expose their weak side? And it's just a constant back and forth, and it's a mental game, I think, more than people really realize it. And
That's
it's-
what's cool about, like, the tactics that are, like, involved.
Mhm.
I mean, even just discussing this, like, the positions, like, a whole understanding of the game from one team to the next is completely different, right?
Mhm.
So, like, you're like, oh, yeah, our number 10, he's awesome. But if you took him and put him on X team,
Yeah.
he wouldn't function
Mhm.
the way, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, like,
with
there's just so much like put into this specific team, and like that's what makes the manager like position so like interesting, potentially important. I know some people disagree with that, but like taking the talent you see at practice or trainings and like how the hell are we gonna make this work, like, and being like it seems like soccer has more of a real at times understanding of like how to make the team I actually have perform the best. Whereas like in other sports I've watched, you see like an offensive coordinator comes into the Bears and is like, we're running my system because my system kicks ass, and then they suck and they get fired.
yeah.
But in soccer, it seems more like, all right, I'm going to take this lot, and we're going to
Sure.
do what they do best, right?
Yeah, the head coach will guide the whole thing, and you'll have your different trainers for defense and offense. You know, you get specific. You get your goalkeeper coach. You get your everyone's involved. They all have a collaborative work, but ultimately it comes down to the head coach's philosophy, because there's got to be one person that's directing the team. Otherwise, players get confused. And I
Sure.
think in the right environments, you can have those supporting roles for coaches that can help with the whole scope of things. But I've always found it more helpful to have one kind of person to try to take that ideology. Otherwise, too many ideas
Oh, yeah.
create confusion
Oh, yeah.
in certain ways. So it is fun. And as you guys kind of pick up more on the soccer stuff, I definitely encourage you guys to try to understand teams' play styles.
Okay.
Because I think once you can identify a specific pattern in the way that
Sure.
they play, you start to anticipate that in the
Okay.
games that you watch, and that ends up being a little bit more exciting because you start to feel involved with the whole thing.
Well,
At
'cause
least that's the way that I.
Yeah.
that can also be that's also like a league thing too, right? Isn't there like different like philosophies
Mm-hmm.
throughout the leagues? Like,
Yeah, Premier League's is speed mainly.
Right.
Then you get to Spain, and that one's a little bit more focused on tactical or techniques and,
Okay.
and tactical abilities. The German league is a very rough one. It's a very physical league. Same thing. And the Italian league is also a little bit like the Spanish league, and it's focused a little bit more on play styles, but it's very defensive.
Okay.
If you ever watch Serie A leagues, Serie A games, they can be boring because the teams are a little bit more defensive
Okay.
in that nature. So, but yeah, there's so much to it. It's pretty
cool.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that was something I noticed in like the Copa was just the difference between continents. I'd mostly watch like Premier League and and then you see like bring in like North and South America, and it's just a totally different style.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
Right on.
Did
Good
we do it?
episode.
All right, there'll be a quiz at the end of this episode. So make
Yeah.
sure you don't skip.
I feel like, and just to kind of conclude here, or just to summarize.
Summarize.
The numbers are fucking crazy. And
Yeah.
how did I not pick this up?
Yeah.
It's very actually simple. The numbers are not crazy like I once thought. They are very simple. And all you got to do is look on the back of their jersey, and Carlos is always right.
Yeah, right.
That's
Well,
my
there you go.
summary.
Yeah.
But if you find something isn't right, hit that
Absolutely.
email, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
could
we
be
gotta
wrong.
have a shame of the
I
week.
could be wrong.
Oh, we
Yeah.
didn't shame.
Okay, let's think of really quick. Give me a shame, Ryan.
Shame. It was too fast. It was too.
Fuck. Okay, do we
That
have?
wasn't
And we
really-
don't even have a fucking.
Can I throw something into
Yeah.
the head here?
Please.
The fire chant. I think that
Oh,
could be a shame of
yeah.
the week.
Fire had a
that's
negative
good
chant.
point.
Yeah.
They had a negative. What would you call it?
Derogatory.
Derogatory chant. So
Yeah.
fire.
Shame of the week.
Shame of the week.
Shame of the week.
I would, just. There's
The chant.
kids there.
Let
Come
me
on.
let me go back to the chant.
Yeah.
The chant. The team tried. I think they had an excellent season. Ultimately, bad ending to it, but the
Yeah.
chant was
The chant,
shame of
yes.
the week. Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. Good
We
try,
can, we
Fire.
can do better. Come on, let's get some
All right.
creativity in there.
Once again, thanks for watching An American Idiot's Guide to Soccer. We will be back next week with another episode.
We're in the same clothes.
We're in the same place.
American idiots got the soccer. An American idiot's guide. An American idiot's got the soccer. American idiot's guide. Couple